Good morning from San Antonio, Will Travel here. Today we have a really exciting day planned. First we're going to check out the Alamo, and then I think this afternoon we're going to bike down the Riverwalk and see all the missions, so come along with us. So that was the Alamo. They wouldn't let us take pictures inside, which was unfortunate, but I hope we could take a little bit of the grounds in. And now we are going to walk down to the riverfront downtown and see if we can find some place to eat. And we have found the river. So we kind of struck out downtown and weren't able to find a place to eat outside that was reasonably priced, but we drove down to the Missions, Mission San Jose to be specific, and we found this place called Nika's, and it's got cheap Mexican food that looks really good, so we're gonna try it, and hopefully it goes pretty well. Fish tacos with sweet potato fries, looking good. What do you think, Hank? Good stuff? Food was good. Now on to Mission San Jose. So we've arrived at Mission San Jose and it looks like the visitor center's closed, so I think we're just gonna walk right inside these walls up ahead. Alright, so we're inside the gate now and we've got this massive courtyard behind me that's all walled in, and I think the chapel is right over there behind me, like about 100 yards off. And so I think we're gonna walk around this courtyard first, and then we'll go check out the chapel, see what there is to see. For those of you who don't know, the missions were built a couple hundred years ago when Texas was still a Spanish colony, and it basically was here to introduce or convert the native population to Catholicism. So they built these huge stone compounds that included chapels and other things to house the missionaries. Look at these cacti. Nature is taking back the building after hundreds of years. While the Alamo is the most famous mission in San Jose, this one is actually quite a bit bigger because it has the huge courtyard that still stands. I think the Alamo did have a courtyard, but since it's right in downtown San Antonio, it's kind of been swallowed up by the city, so only really the building and the immediate grounds around it remain. But this is all open. You can see the wall way back there. It's just a huge, sprawling compound lined with houses. Little huts that different people would live in. The chapel's got this really awesome ornate facade here. Goes way up. These grounds are just gorgeous. Wow. Looks like we've got the remains of a wood-fired oven here. It's really neat. Wow. All the way up. Some more nature overtaking. And you can hear the church bells in the background. Like I said before, the remains here are much more substantial than what you can see at the Alamo. Like right behind me, or what we saw before, you can see where people used to live, which I think is really interesting. The oldest mill in Texas right here. Pretty neat. So that was Mission San Jose. There are 3 missions, and I think we're gonna try to hit the other 2 before the sun sets, but we don't have a whole lot of time, so let's make it work. All right, so we're on the mission road right now, and we're headed to our second mission, which is Mission San Juan, and then after that, I think we'll hit Mission Conception, and then we'll call it a day. So we're at Mission San Juan, and already I can tell that this one is quite a bit different than the other ones. For one thing, the wall around it is not complete, and also the chapel itself looks a whole lot different. So here's the wall. As you can see, it's not completely closed off. And then there's the chapel. So somebody actually lives here, which is kind of interesting. So we actually got to go inside this one because it seems to be still fully in use, which is also really interesting. So that was Mission San Juan. Now on to the final one of today. All right, we've arrived at the last of the 3 missions, Mission Conception. So this one seems to just be the building and doesn't have the walls like the other 2. So we'll go check that out. So that wraps up the missions, and now we are gonna find a Walmart or some other superstore to stock up on some things we need for our next stop, and then we'll head back to the campground and prepare some dinner. So of the 3 missions, what do you think the must-see one is?
I mean, if you're throwing the Alamo in, because it's technically a mission, I'd say the Alamo is hard to pass up, especially since you can get through it for free. You can get through all of them for free. That one's the most open right now, which
yeah, that's
I
true.
would say like kind of made an impact. Otherwise, probably San Jose or San Juan.
I would say San Jose. San Jose is the one with the really huge courtyard. I would say that one was the most impressive structurally.
Yeah.
It's honestly more impressive structurally than the Alamo, but we couldn't get inside. So if you only have time to see one, I would say go to the Alamo. But if you have more time and you can see one of the other missions, I would say San Jose. But seeing all 3 is pretty incredible as well. And if you care about going inside and you want to pray, I would say go to San Juan, because that one is functioning.
It's actually open, yeah.
Functioning as a chapel, so.
But they are all within like 30 minutes of each other, including the Alamo. So honestly, if you have the time, I'd say hit them all up.
Definitely, definitely. All right.